Okay, so for this problem, and just binomial theorem probabilities in general, there's a formula I'm going to guess you have that looks something like this. It goes n choose r, p to the power r, and then q to the power of n minus r, where n is the number of trials, r is the successes, so this is trials, this is successes, p is the probability of success, and then q is 1 minus p. So if my probability of success is 30%, q is 70%. They always add up to 100%. Okay, and so in binomial theorem, or probabilities, this is the formula we're going to use. And we know we're going to use this formula when three conditions are met. I know the first condition has there must be a fixed number of trials. Fixed number of trials. And so in this case, there are 10. That's fixed. It's not going to be 11, it's not going to be 8. There's 10 men that are selected. The second condition is that the probability is that, the second condition is that there's either success or failure. Success or failure. So in this case, they are either professional baseball fans or they're not professional baseball fans. You can't have one or the other. Another example is if we have red taxi cabs and yellow taxi cabs in a city where there's like 10% red and 90% yellow. Well, that's a success failure too because you have red or you have yellow. And finally, the third one is that the probability is fixed from event to event. So as I go from man to man, from the first man to the second man to the third man, it's always 57% chance that he's a baseball fan. That's what I mean by probability is fixed. When these three conditions are met, then this binomial situation is going to occur. So let's work through this example, see how it is done. Oh, I should probably add that there's another notation for n choose r, we call that. It sometimes is written NCR. So you could be seen either way. I've just always done that one, so I'm not sure what your book or what your course has been using. Okay, so when I have this scenario, I have 10 men selected at random. Well, and I want the probability of exactly 8. So I want the probability that I have 8, x being 8, and the number of people selecting the 10 being 8. Well, that is going to be, I have my 10 men selected, and I want 8 of them to be baseball fans. That's the successes. The probability of success is 57%, and I want this to the power of 8. Q is 1 minus 57, which is 1 minus 0.57, 43. And that's going to be to the 10 minus 8. So this is to the power of 2. So it's 10 choose 8, 0.57 to the power of 8, and then 0.43 squared. I plug this into my calculator, and I get my answer. I'm not sure what calculator you have or how you do this in your calculator, but on this one, I'm just going to go to math, the probability, number 3. Oh, and I had to make this a 10 first. 10, choose 8, times 0.57 to the power of 8, times the 0.43 squared. Oh, dagnammit. I have to get down onto the other. And then times 0.43 to the power of 2. And so the probability of getting exactly 8 professional baseball fans is this probability. Okay, that's exactly 8. Now, in B and in C, it's going to be a little bit more confusing to do. Let me do a little bit of explanation. When I have in total, I have my 10 men selected. Of those 10 men, it is possible that I have exactly 0 professional baseball fans. It is also possible that of those 10, that I could have exactly 1 professional baseball fan. It is also possible that of these 10 men, I could have exactly 2 that are professional baseball fans. And I could have all the possibilities. There's going to be the one for 3, and the one for 4, and the one for 5, the one for 6. I could have 7 of the 10 baseball fans, or 8 of the 10 baseball fans, or 9. Oh, that's a 9. Or I could have exactly all 10 of them. This is every single possibility that could exist when I pull 10 men. That means when I add these probabilities together, these are every single possibility. I know that they have to add up to 1. Because there's no other possibility. I could have 0 of the 10 being professional baseball fans, or I could have 7 of the 10 being professional baseball fans. Now, when I do these problems that deal with at least 8 or less than 8, I always think about all the possibilities. So I'm looking for at least 8. So B part is saying, for this probability, I want to find the probability of at least 8 of the 10. Well, it's possible then that I have one scenario where I have exactly 8 professional baseball fans. I could also have 9 professional baseball fans, or I could also have 10 professional baseball fans of the 10. So when I pick of my 10 men, this possibility could happen, getting at least 8. This possibility could happen, or this possibility could happen. So that means I'm going to add these values up, because these are all the possibilities. Each one of these, I use my calculator, and I go 10, choose 8, 0.57, 0.57 to the power of 8, 0.43 to the power of 2, which we just did up in A part. I could also go 10, choose 9, 0.57 successes. I want 9 successes and 1 not success. And 10, choose 10, 0.57 to the 10, and I want 0 failures. If I calculate all this and add them up, I will find the probability of at least. Now, you can do that. There's also some calculators have shortcuts that you can do. And if I go to what I call my distributions, they often have things called like a binomial CDF, a CDF function, or a PDF function. And what I'm going to do is this thing called a CDF. And the way the CDF works, I'm going to guess your calculator has something like this, is it adds values up starting from 0. It adds this one plus this one plus this one, all these ones up to where you say to stop. So I'm going to add, I know I want this. If I come along and take all of these and subtract it from 1, I'm going to get that. So I'm going to say, and this I think is the part that's going to get confusing, because I'm not sure what kind of calculator you have. All right. If I want to put the syntax in here, I go 10, comma, successes 0.57, and then this is going to go up to 7. And so if you type all this into your calculator, you end up with 0.124%. Now, this is the tricky part for me to explain because I don't know what you can use in your calculator and how you can do it. All right, so let's go to C, last part. Let's go to C part now. I'll switch to green. I want less than 8. Well, if I want less than 8 is going to be, all these possibilities are less than 8, and these are less than 8. So I know together these green ones and the yellow ones add up to 1. So if I want the probability of being less than 8, probability that x is less than 8 people, well, it's going to be 1 minus 8, 9, and 10. So it's 1 minus that, which will be this value here, 0.124 minus 1, and I know I get 0.876. So I guess to recap, we have this formula here: trials, successes, probability, and 1 minus the probability of things happening. If I want exactly a value, I plug it straight in. 10 men, 8 of them are fans. This is the probability of being a fan to the power 8. This is my failures. Compute that in your calculator. Going to B part, at least 8, I want all these yellow ones from all the possibilities. And so I do it, and I can throw this into my calculator, and there's lots of different ways to do it. I'm not sure what your calculator will do, but you end up, when you do that, you end up with this value. And then finally, if I want less than 8, well, that's the other side. That's all these green ones. I could add them all up, similar to doing this. I could do this, but I'm not. I could go 10 choose 0, 57 to the 0, 0.43 to the 10, plus 10 choose 1, 0.57 to the 1, 0.43 to the 9, plus, and so on, all the way up to 7. But it's just as easy to go 1, subtract the yellow stuff, and end up with 0.876. I hope that helps. If you have more you want clarified, just let me know. Good luck and congratulations on your 100% Rockstar.